In this box is an original Nintendo DS that has been refurbished by a seller on AliExpress. I've paid 46 British pounds for this, which is going to be between $50 and $60. The currency conversions right now are all over the place because the economy's in ruins. But anyway, DS's. Let's take a look at this one. Is it worth that amount of money? How good is the quality of the obviously aftermarket shell? Or should you just go about buying something off of Facebook and eBay and cleaning it up yourself? All of these questions we will answer in this video. Roll the intro. So it says £37 here, but after shipping it came to £46.61. And it is called Region-Free Refurbished Game Console 4DS Handheld System for Nintendo DS. Let's see what it's like. Here it is. This is the adapter. Shockingly low quality and also completely useless to me. But if you live in that country, which I think is that European? I don't know. Then that'll probably work. But does it come with some charge? Because otherwise, this video is going to be put on hold. Here it is. Oh my God. Look at the state of that logo. We're not off to a good start. Let me just show you what that's supposed to look like. You know, centered and aligned. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we have instead. That is a shocking bad start. Look at the state of it. Look, and it just, it's, oh my days. It was sticking up. It's so bad. It's also arrived scratched, which is pretty bad considering this is supposed to be, you know, like newly refurbished. That is quite poor. I wasn't expecting much, but I guess I was expecting slightly more than that. Okay, opening it up inside, it's very obvious that this shell is incredibly aftermarket. Can you see some of the like bumpy waviness to the mold? That's just because it's a very poor mold. And also you can see here these screw covers as well. Absolutely all over the place. We have got a little screen protector, so we can go ahead and peel that off. So I guess that's nice. There's also a screen protector on the top screen as well. So there we go. I mean, look, if this wasn't so bad, so far, it's kind of okay. The hinge is pretty weak. I just want to show you off this one. It's one that I actually refurbished fully, including spray painting the shell. And just to remind you how sturdy this hinge is supposed to be, this is an original shell right here. This one is not so good. Right, here we go. Turning it on. It does work. It does work. One thing that's kind of interesting, like this is a really insignificant point, but can you see the power LED right there? I don't know why, but it turns off after the unit is turned on. What? It's pretty irrelevant. It really doesn't mean a great deal, but it is something just to note. Also, the colors of these buttons here, the B and the A, are drastically different to how they should be colored. I've even got another one here. This one's in really bad condition. I wanted to show this off as an example of some of these shells, what's happened to them over the years. If you're looking to buy a secondhand DS, this is something to be wary of. Essentially, this plastic has become super brittle. You can see there's a crack there running through, and at some point, this small piece has just fallen off. I just wanted to showcase how brittle these shells become. If you are going to go about buying something on eBay, I mean, there we go. Did you see that? I just took off this whole corner there with my finger. It is worth noting that old Nintendo DS shells have started to degrade, at least some of them. I'm not sure if there was a difference between earlier models and later ones with what plastic they were using, but this, I'm trying to sell this, basically. I'm trying to tell you that, you know, this has some benefits to the fact that you're not just going to be able to rip off a chunk from the corner. I mean, it does lift up, but I'm sure any DS would do that. There is something going on underneath the screen there. Those two shades, those two sort of dark lines. That is not just on the screen, that's under the screen. So I don't know what that is, but can I just remind you, I spent £50 on this. Right, let's turn it on. We'll put the volume all the way up. Speakers sound pretty good. We've got a stylus here. Very, very difficult to remove. Like, incredibly difficult to remove. Nail-breakingly difficult to remove. And The sticker on the back, by the way, very inaccurate text font and stuff like that. Obviously, I mean, I don't expect them to get absolutely everything right on this, but this is just a very cheap aftermarket shell. It's missing a screw as well, which is quite funny. We'll give it a little disassembly as well in a minute and just have a look. But let's quickly see how it reads games. So we're going to just put these games straight in. I know that these games could be a little bit dirty, so that's not a great indicator. But have they cleaned the cartridge slots? It has recognized that there is a game, and it's gone straight into the game. It's gone straight into the game. That is probably because there's something on the settings that is telling it to go straight into the game. But let's take out the DS cartridge and turn on the DS with the Game Boy Advance cartridge in there. And it's saying that there's no game read. So maybe that's this cartridge that's the problem. But I think they've just probably not cleaned the cartridge pins, which is not good from a refurbished Nintendo DS. Let's see if this is the same. No, there we go. In its defense, it is just this cartridge. Right, let's turn this on now. Straight into the game. Okay, credit where credit's due. Cartridge slots work great. What is that? That does not sound right. It's like a creaky old Victorian bed. Other than that, though, these buttons feel okay. Start and select feel fine. The D-pad feels absolutely awful. There is some serious resistance going on that down arrow. That is bad because you can get over the cheap plastic if you just don't have an original one to compare it to. But yeah, the fact that the D-pad actually feels bad is a big bad. I'm a great reviewer. So, it plays the games. We know that. It's a bit cheap. We know that too. But how well did they do restoring the inside? Is there going to be dirt and crap and crud all over the place? Let's find out. That screw's not meant to come out. There's supposed to be a small metal bracket just here that holds that screw in. They're using an original battery, which I guess is good, but also these batteries are dying. They're beginning to bloat outwards, and that is an original battery. You can tell because of the amount of dirt caked all over it, and also from the sticker, I can tell. But yeah, that's an original battery, so this might not have a great deal of battery life. And for £50, you'd expect that it would probably have a new battery in there. Weirdly, the quality control sticker of this shell has also been like broken. I don't know why that would be like that, because surely this seller would have put that on to see if I was going to open it up and send it back. Okay, here we go. We are in. Right, let's see. Condition of the inside. It's not terrible. It's not terrible, but it is certainly not good. One thing you can see, I'm sure, just around about there is a bunch of sort of residue. I'm not sure what that's going to be from. There's actually a slightly darker bit there, which is sort of like a legitimate stain, this little thing here. The metal from, you know, the cartridge shield and the link cable, is that the charging port there? Wait a minute, that's a thought. They've sent me a DS Lite charging cable for an original Nintendo DS. How did I miss that from the start? What have I bought? Who is making this stuff? So yeah, all of this metal, that is actually a thing that occurs, this sort of like oxidation. This link, this charging port here is pretty bad. And that switch there as well is, but it isn't really going to affect too much, to be honest with you. Besides that, this motherboard's pretty good. Like, it doesn't look like it's got loads of dirt. The fact that there's a small amount of residue there might have meant that they gave it a clean with some isopropyl alcohol. The water indicator has not been tripped, which is a good sign. Let's see if we can lift out this motherboard and see what the condition of the underside is like. Okay. We've got a small bit of writing there. Not sure what that is. They look like they've actually replaced one of the buttons as well on the motherboard, which is interesting. Or they've replaced these three, because actually that one's the same color as all of them. Or they've replaced this one and all of these. I'm not sure which one would be the original. But anyhow, pretty average looking motherboard. I wouldn't say that's bad condition at all. Why the D-pad's not working though is something that I find quite interesting. It could be because this is aftermarket. No, this is original. And they're really dirty. Like, these membranes are really, really dirty. Can you see the dirt on them? I really hope you can, but they are very dirty. That's probably an indicator that these are the original ones, which is going to make it feel better, but it's interesting they didn't give them a clean. And also, I'm not sure why they've padded the screen out with this like paper. This weird sort of paper. That's quite bizarre. It's a double-sided sticky pad. I'm not going to sit here and slate it completely because obviously it works. It's a shame that there's like actual defects in the screen. I'm never going to use this. I'll probably use the motherboard for a project or something. But yeah, there we go. AliExpress refurbished Nintendo DS. Do I recommend it? If I'm honest, no. I don't recommend it. You know, why would you buy it? It doesn't come in a presentable packaging, even if it was aftermarket. Sometimes they make aftermarket boxes. It's not going to be for a collector because the quality of the shell is just shocking. It's not going to be for just a random sort of giving your kid a cheap thing because it's not cheap. You'd be much better off finding one at a car boot sale or on Facebook Marketplace. I don't know. What is this? Why does this exist? Well, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. I hope you've all enjoyed this little random video. If you did, please leave a like. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye.